talking with your phony titties.
Did Duck fuck her?
She tweet where she say she left out at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, but she ain't never been to my bitch. You a lie. Yes, I used to throw parties for y'all to come and kick it in, bitch. You was getting bust down in the bathroom.
The part that mattered most. Everybody shared the surface. Everybody ran with the headline. But the specific 30 seconds of that viral clip that allegedly made Lashina Weekly pick up her phone and go completely off on King Von's sister. That 30 seconds is the part that the blogs conveniently left out of every single post they published about it.
You was just at Duck baby mama fucking party last year. Bitch! In the backyard! Why you trying to stunt?
And here is what nobody is asking. Why did Mama Duck allegedly wait until that specific clip went viral to respond the way she responded? She had seen Kayla B on social media before. She had watched Von's sister clap back before. She had been through the lawsuit battle, the dismissal announcement, the social media wars, the whole public cycle of this beef multiple times already. So what was allegedly in that particular clip? What specific thing did Kayla B allegedly say or do that reportedly pushed Lashina Weekly past the point of calculated public positioning and into something that sources close to her circle are allegedly describing as, quote, genuinely personal in a way that the previous exchanges never were? Because here is what this story is really about underneath all the surface drama. It is allegedly about a line that got crossed. Not a social media line. Not a blog headline line. A personal line. The kind of line that allegedly has nothing to do with lawyers or lawsuits or legacy management, and everything to do with two women who have been allegedly circling each other for years and allegedly finally collided in a way that cannot be undescribed or untweeted or taken back. The twist in this story involves something Kayla B allegedly said that Mama Duck reportedly took as a direct attack on Carlton Weekly's memory as a father. Not as a rapper. Not as a gang member. As a father. Stay right here. Because this one allegedly hits different from everything that came before it. Before we get to what allegedly happened when Lashina Weekly saw that viral clip and reportedly decided she was done staying measured and done staying composed and done letting Kayla B have the last word publicly. Before any of that, you have to understand something about the specific history between these two women that the blogs have been covering in fragments for years without ever assembling the full picture. Lashina Weekly and Kayla B have allegedly been aware of each other since before either of them was a public figure. They are connected by the most painful thread imaginable, the deaths of two young men who grew up in the same city, who came up in the same era of Chicago drill, who were allegedly on opposite sides of a war that neither of them started and that allegedly consumed both of them completely. Carlton Weekly, FBG Duck, was shot and killed on August 4, 2020, outside a Dolce & Gabbana store on Chicago's Gold Coast, shot 16 times, left on a public sidewalk for 17 documented minutes before emergency services reached him. Davon Bennett, King Von, was shot and killed on November 6, 2020, exactly 3 months later, outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta, in a confrontation that allegedly escalated within minutes and ended his life at 26 years old. Two mothers. Two sisters. 4 months apart. Same city. Same war. Same machine. And for a brief period in the immediate aftermath of both deaths, a period that sources close to both family circles describe as raw and unguarded in ways that neither camp has ever fully addressed publicly, there were allegedly moments of something that resembled shared humanity across the divide. Lashina Weekly, in a documented Vlad TV interview that is still publicly accessible, said clearly that she was hurt by King Von's death regardless of the beef. She said Von was also a young man who died too soon. She said it with a grief that reportedly registered as genuine to people on both sides who were watching. But here is where it gets interesting. That moment of alleged shared humanity was, according to sources close to people in both family circles, allegedly short-lived. Because the legal machinery started moving. Because the civil lawsuit, 229 pages filed in Cook County Court in October 2024, naming King Von's estate, Lil Durk, Sony Music, Interscope, Universal, Alamo, Empire Distribution, the City of Chicago and Dolce & Gabbana, changed the dynamic between these families from one of parallel grief to one of allegedly adversarial legal positioning. And once the lawsuit was filed, once King Von's name was in a civil court document as an alleged bounty placer, as an alleged architect of her son's murder, the alleged space for shared humanity between these two families reportedly collapsed under the weight of legal strategy and public narrative management. Kayla B's response to the lawsuit was documented and public. She allegedly announced on social media that the case had been dismissed, a statement that Mama Duck's legal team and FBG Duck's mother herself reportedly pushed back against hard, maintaining that the fight was ongoing and that any characterization of a full dismissal was allegedly premature and allegedly misleading. That exchange, Kayla B announcing dismissal, Mama Duck's side pushing back, reportedly played out across multiple platforms and set the temperature for everything that followed. Stay right here because it gets worse. And then the no-jumper interview clip surfaced. The specific clip, the one that allegedly set off the chain of events that this video is about, was reportedly a segment from Mama Duck's extended no-jumper interview with Adam 22, a documented interview that accumulated over 220,000 views on the channel and that covered a wide range of topics related to Carlton Weekly's life, his death, and the ongoing legal battle for accountability. But the specific clip that allegedly went viral was not about the lawsuit. It was not about the bounty allegation. It was not about Lil Durk or the record labels or the 17 minutes on the sidewalk. It was about Kayla B. Specifically, it was allegedly about a physical incident involving Kayla B and a man named Lil J. An incident that Mama Duck reportedly described in the interview with a level of detail and a specific tone that sources close to Kayla B's circle describe as, quote, not the tone of someone who was troubled by what she witnessed. Mama Duck allegedly described watching Kayla B get physically assaulted, watching it happen, allegedly being present, and reportedly not intervening. This is the part that nobody is talking about. Because the specific clip that went viral was allegedly not the first time this incident had been publicly referenced. Sources close to people who follow the Chicago drill community's social media ecosystem claim that the Lil J and Kayla B incident had allegedly been mentioned in various contexts before, in interviews, in social media posts, in comment sections. But the allegedly viral clip was reportedly the first time that Mama Duck herself had described it with the specific framing that she used in the no-jumper interview. And allegedly, according to sources close to Kayla B's inner circle, it was that specific framing, not the incident itself, not the fact that Mama Duck knew about it, that reportedly made Kayla B, in the words of someone allegedly close to her, quote, done being the bigger person. Because here is what they allegedly did not want you to find out. The viral clip did not just show Mama Duck describing watching Kayla B get stomped. According to sources close to people who allegedly saw the full unclipped version of that interview segment, Mama Duck allegedly also made a reference to Carlton Weekly in the same conversation. A reference to her son that sources close to Kayla B reportedly describe as the moment that allegedly transformed Kayla B's reaction from personal anger about the stomping admission into something significantly more volatile. Allegedly, in the same breath that Mama Duck described the physical incident involving Kayla B, she reportedly made a comment about Duck that allegedly framed him in a way that Kayla B allegedly interpreted as Mama Duck using her son's memory as ammunition in a public beef. And according to sources allegedly close to Kayla B, using a dead man's memory as a weapon, when that dead man's memory has been at the center of a lawsuit that directly attacks another dead man's legacy, allegedly crossed a line that Kayla B had been holding herself back from crossing for months. What allegedly came next was reportedly described by sources close to people who witnessed it in real time as, quote, the most unfiltered version of Kayla B that the internet has ever seen. And what she allegedly said, specifically about FBG Duck, specifically about Tuka, and specifically about Mama Duck herself, was reportedly the kind of thing that allegedly forced Lashina Weekly to stop being a grieving mother on camera and allegedly become something else entirely. Lashina Weekly's alleged going off on Kayla B was not, according to sources close to her circle, a spontaneous combustion. It was reportedly the kind of response that sources close to people familiar with Mama Duck's public communication style describe as, quote, calculated fire, meaning the emotion was real but the decision to go public with it was allegedly deliberate. And the specific way she allegedly went off, the specific things she reportedly said, the specific platform she chose, the specific timing of her alleged response relative to the viral clip circulation, all of it reportedly tells a story that is allegedly bigger than just a social media argument between two grieving women. According to sources close to the situation, Mama Duck allegedly addressed Kayla B directly across multiple posts and allegedly multiple platforms in a response that reportedly covered several specific areas. First, allegedly, she addressed the physical incident that Kayla B had reportedly reacted to, allegedly maintaining, according to insiders close to her circle, that her description of what happened in the No Jumper interview was accurate and that her presence at that incident was not the same thing as endorsing it. Allegedly, according to sources close to Mama Duck's team, her position was reportedly that she described what she witnessed honestly, and that Kayla B's reaction to that honesty was allegedly proof of something that Mama Duck had reportedly been saying for a long time about how Vaughn's family handles uncomfortable truths. But here is where it gets interesting in ways that go significantly beyond the specific incident. Because Mama Duck's alleged response reportedly did not stay focused on the stomping clip. According to sources close to people who allegedly saw her posts in real time before any of them were archived or deleted, she allegedly pivoted from the physical incident to Carlton Weekly himself, specifically reportedly, to how she felt Kayla B had been allegedly disrespecting her son's memory through her various public statements and social media activity over the preceding months. And allegedly, the specific thing that Mama Duck reportedly said about Kayla B and Carlton Weekly, according to insiders close to the situation, was that Kayla B's willingness to allegedly diss Duck and invoke Tuka in her response to the viral clip was, quote, allegedly in Mama Duck's words, the most coward thing a woman can do, going after somebody who can't defend themselves because you mad about something that happened to you. Let that sit for exactly 1 second. Because Mama Duck allegedly saying that Kayla B was going after someone who cannot defend themselves, when the entire premise of the FBG Duck civil lawsuit is that King Vaughn, a dead man who also cannot defend himself, allegedly ordered her son's murder, is, according to sources close to legal observers watching this situation, a specific kind of statement that allegedly carries weight in multiple directions simultaneously. Stay right here because it gets worse. According to sources close to Kayla B's circle, her alleged response to Mama Duck's going off was reportedly not a retreat. It was reportedly an escalation. And allegedly, the escalation took a form that sources close to people watching both camps describe as, quote, the receipts drop. Because Kayla B reportedly, allegedly started producing specific documented evidence, screenshots, allegedly cached posts, reportedly saved clips, that she allegedly claimed showed a pattern of behavior from Mama Duck and people in her circle that Kayla B reportedly characterized as going back significantly further than the viral clip that allegedly started this particular round. Now here is the twist. According to sources allegedly close to Kayla B's social media activity during this period, some of the receipts she allegedly dropped were reportedly not just about the social media beef between her and Mama Duck. Allegedly, some of what she posted reportedly touched on the FBG Duck civil lawsuit directly, specifically allegedly, on statements that have been made publicly by people connected to the lawsuit about King Vaughn's estate and about Vaughn's family that Kayla B reportedly felt had been deliberately mischaracterized in ways that served the legal narrative at the expense of factual accuracy. This is the part that nobody is talking about. Because if Kayla B was allegedly producing receipts that touched on the civil lawsuit's public narrative, if she was allegedly challenging specific characterizations of Vaughn's alleged actions and alleged motivations that had been made in the context of the lawsuit, she was reportedly doing something that went beyond a social media beef. She was allegedly inserting herself into the legal narrative in a way that sources close to legal observers watching the FBG Duck case reportedly describe as significant. Because in a civil case where public perception and media narrative allegedly play a role in how the story is being told in and around the courtroom, having a member of the defendant's family allegedly publicly challenging specific narrative points is reportedly not a trivial development. And here is what they allegedly did not want you to find out. According to sources close to people allegedly familiar with the FBG Duck civil case's trajectory, the period during which the Mama Duck and Kayla B social media confrontation reached its peak intensity reportedly coincided almost exactly with a significant development in the legal proceedings, specifically, reportedly, a ruling related to whether the case against King Vaughn's estate and Lil Durk would proceed in the form originally filed or whether certain claims would be modified or dismissed. And allegedly, according to insiders close to the situation, Certain people on both sides of that legal development were reportedly watching the social media confrontation between Mama Duck and Kayla B not just as drama, but as a potential source of documented statements that could allegedly be relevant to how the narrative around the case was being publicly shaped. The viral clip that allegedly triggered Mama Duck's going off was not, according to sources allegedly close to the situation, a randomly resurfaced piece of old content. According to insiders allegedly familiar with how specific clips get amplified in Chicago's drill social media ecosystem, the timing and the specific account that allegedly first pushed that clip into wider circulation was reportedly connected to a pattern of strategic content resurfacing that sources close to people in both camps have allegedly noticed across multiple rounds of this beef. In other words, allegedly, the clip did not go viral by accident. Allegedly, according to sources close to people who watch this space professionally, someone allegedly pushed it at a specific moment for a specific reason. And the reason, reportedly, was to allegedly provoke exactly the kind of escalating public confrontation between Mama Duck and Kayla B that allegedly served a specific narrative purpose at a specific time. Whether that alleged strategic amplification was coordinated from within one specific camp, or whether it was allegedly the work of third parties who profit from this kind of content cycle, that is reportedly the question that nobody in either camp is publicly willing to answer. There is a moment in every public beef where the story stops being about the surface conflict and allegedly starts being about something underneath that neither party originally intended to expose. The Mama Duck and Kayla B confrontation allegedly reached that moment when Lashina Weekly, in the middle of going off about the viral clip and Kayla B's response and all of the social media back and forth, allegedly said something about Carlton Weekly as a father that sources close to people who saw those posts describe as, quote, the most vulnerable she has ever been in public about her son. She allegedly talked about what kind of father Duck was, about what his relationship with his children was like, about what he was allegedly trying to build as a parent before his life was taken from him on a Gold Coast sidewalk at 30 years old. And allegedly, according to sources close to people who were watching both sides of this exchange in real time, Kayla B saw that vulnerability and allegedly did not attack it. Now here is where it gets interesting in a way that allegedly changes the entire tone of this story. According to sources close to people allegedly familiar with the private dimensions of this conflict, people who are reportedly connected to both camps and who allegedly have visibility into conversations that never made it to social media, Kayla B's decision to allegedly not attack Mama Duck's moment of vulnerability about Carlton Weekly as a father was reportedly noticed. Reportedly, according to insiders close to the situation, it was noticed specifically by people close to Mama Duck who had allegedly been expecting the opposite, who had allegedly been braced for Kayla B to allegedly use that vulnerability as ammunition, the way she had allegedly used other things as ammunition in previous rounds of this beef. That she allegedly did not reportedly created a complicated moment in the middle of a very public and very heated confrontation. A moment that sources close to both camps describe differently, but that both sides allegedly acknowledge happened. Stay right here because it gets worse. Because that moment of alleged restraint did not stop the confrontation from continuing. And it did not allegedly soften what came next from Kayla B's side, which reportedly included more alleged receipts, more alleged challenges to the lawsuit's public narrative, and reportedly a specific alleged statement about the people she claimed were allegedly amplifying the conflict for their own purposes that sources close to Mama Duck's circle reportedly described as, quote, the most calculated thing Kayla B has ever said publicly. Allegedly, Kayla B reportedly said, in words that sources close to her circle claim were specifically chosen, that there were people allegedly profiting from keeping this beef alive who were not members of either family, who had no personal stake in either Carlton Weekly's memory or King Von's legacy, and who were allegedly using both men's names and both families' grief to generate content, engagement, and income while the actual families allegedly continue to hurt. This is the part that nobody is talking about. Because that alleged statement from Kayla B, if accurately reported by sources close to the situation, is allegedly one of the most meta and most significant things that anyone directly involved in this conflict has reportedly said publicly. Because it allegedly acknowledges something that the blogs, the YouTube channels, the social media accounts, and every platform that has covered this beef has an obvious interest in not acknowledging. That the public conflict between these families is allegedly, in part, a content product. That the outrage and the escalation and the going off and the nuclear responses and the viral clips are allegedly being consumed and monetized by an ecosystem that profits from every view, every comment, every share, and every return visitor, regardless of what it allegedly costs the people at the center of it. And here is what they allegedly did not want you to find out. According to sources close to multiple people in both camps, the alleged acknowledgement by Kayla B that third parties were allegedly profiting from the beef reportedly resonated with people close to Mama Duck in ways that were not publicly expressed. Allegedly, according to insiders close to Lashina Weekly's inner circle, there are reportedly people around her who have privately expressed similar frustrations, who have allegedly felt, at various points in the public life cycle of this beef, that the narrative was allegedly being pushed in directions that served media and legal strategy more than it served Carlton Weekly's actual memory or Lashina Weekly's actual grief. Whether those alleged private frustrations have allegedly produced any kind of behind-the-scenes communication between the two camps, whether they have allegedly created any kind of channel through which something less public and less combustible has allegedly been attempted, is reportedly something that nobody on either side is willing to confirm publicly. Now here is the twist that allegedly nobody saw coming, and that allegedly changes the way you should think about everything you just watched unfold. The viral clip that started this entire round of the conflict, the clip that allegedly triggered Mama Duck's going off, that allegedly provoked Kayla B's nuclear response, that allegedly set off the receipts drop and the counter-response and the entire documented public confrontation, is reportedly, according to sources close to people allegedly familiar with its origins, a clip that was recorded significantly before it allegedly went viral. It was not new content. It was reportedly old content that was allegedly resurfaced at a specific moment. And according to sources close to people who allegedly track how content moves through Chicago's drill social media ecosystem, the account that reportedly first pushed that clip into wide circulation had allegedly done something similar before, had allegedly resurfaced old interview content at moments when it allegedly served to reignite public confrontations between specific people. Whether that account is allegedly connected to anyone with a stake in either the personal beef or the legal proceedings is reportedly something that sources close to both camps claim they do not know publicly. But the pattern, allegedly, is there for anyone who is allegedly paying attention closely enough to see it. And Kayla B, allegedly, is paying attention. And reportedly, so is Mama Duck. The question that allegedly neither of them has publicly answered, the question that this entire story has been building toward without anyone realizing it until right now, is this. If both of these women allegedly know that the conflict between them is allegedly being amplified and monetized and allegedly strategically timed by people outside their families, if they allegedly both reportedly suspect that certain viral moments are allegedly not organic, then why does the confrontation allegedly keep escalating instead of allegedly de-escalating? Is it allegedly because the grief is too real and too raw to be managed, even when the manipulation is allegedly visible? Or is it allegedly because both women have allegedly concluded that the public confrontation, for all of its alleged costs, is reportedly the only leverage either of them has in a situation where the legal process, the media narrative, and the financial stakes are all allegedly controlled by people with significantly more resources than either family? That question allegedly has no clean answer. And allegedly, it is the most important question in this entire story. This story is not finished. There are reportedly at least 3 things happening right now that are allegedly going to force the next chapter of this conflict into the open in ways that neither camp is currently prepared for. The FBG Duck civil lawsuit is reportedly still moving, and allegedly, the next significant legal development is reportedly closer than the blogs currently know.